Here are the 35 most disturbing prison moments caught on camera. These clips showcase some of the most intense and notable incidents recorded inside prisons. From unexpected confrontations to security breaches, we're bringing you footage that highlights the realities of life behind bars. Let's begin. Tensions flared in a Brazilian prison when a small white cat was unexpectedly detained following security protocols. The situation took an intriguing turn when it was discovered that the cat's presence was part of an undercover operation. The smartphone footage captures a tense moment as prison authorities uncover hidden secrets in the most unexpected place. They discover something surprising concealed under the fur of a seemingly harmless visitor, which catches them completely off guard. The cat was hiding illegal items like cell phones and drills on its body. This shows how clever smugglers can be, using innocent animals without their knowledge. It reveals the lengths people will go to sneak things past security using creative and surprising methods. In a murky prison yard in the heart of Brazil, suddenly, guards noticed something strange near the toilet block. A prisoner, desperate and crafty, had hatched a wild plan. He dug a tunnel through the mud, aiming for freedom. But just as he squeezed through the tight, filthy passage, something went terribly wrong. His grand escape halted in the most unexpected way. He was stuck, helpless and wedged, right inside the prison's own plumbing. Suspense hangs in the air as the guards approach, discovering the inmate's audacious but failed attempt to flee through the toilet. In this video, chaos erupts inside Belém II Correctional Facility in Mexico City. Helicopter footage from the military police's Águia unit reveals a riot brewing below. The footage captures prisoners in a fierce brawl, turning the yard into a battleground. Guards struggle, their shouts drowned in the uproar. Amidst the chaos, a military police helicopter hovers, its blades slicing through the tension. Suddenly, the scene shifts to the ground. Heavily armed officers from the Special Intervention Group, GIR, rush in, their movements precise and determined. With swift action, they begin to regain control, dispersing the rioters. Order starts to return, and the once wild scene calms. A strange video from Wandsworth Prison in London appeared online in 2016, showing a drone delivering contraband. The video shows a black bag hanging from the drone as it flies into a cell window. Two makeshift hooks reached out from the cell and quickly grabbed the bag. This surprising event was recorded and shared online in 2016. It shows how creative imprisoned criminals can be in smuggling drugs and mobile phones. The BBC investigated and found that over 2,000 banned items, like drugs and phones, were smuggled into UK prisons in 2015. This problem has more than doubled since 2013, making it very hard to keep prisons secure. In the quiet halls of Ikoyi, prison in Lagos, Nigeria, a young woman secretly records her surroundings as she goes undercover to expose the widespread corruption in the country's criminal justice system. As she reaches the prison entrance to visit Ojo Olajumoke, she has a tense experience. A male guard at the front desk asks for a bribe to let her in. In a private office, they negotiate. He asks for 1,000 naira, but she manages to talk him down to 500 naira.
This one is fine. I thought Uber is.
On a seemingly quiet afternoon in Cristalina, suddenly shattered by a daring prison escape, a passerby couldn't believe their eyes and started filming.
Você vai ver fuga de... Olha só, gente, essa imagem aí, ó, impressionante. Isso é tudo preso fugindo da cadeia. Isso aconteceu lá na cidade de Cristalina. 18 detentos escaparam da unidade...
18 inmates were scaling a wall behind the prison, making a break for freedom. Chaos ensued as they spirited away. Some even had cars waiting.
Da cidade, ali no entorno do Distrito Federal, na tarde de ontem. Uma pessoa percebeu e começou a gravar o momento em que esses homens estavam pulando o muro de uma casa que fica bem atrás da penitenciária.
By nightfall, 6 were back in custody. Authorities released photos and names, urging everyone to be on the lookout.
Eles saíram correndo pelas ruas, alguns chegaram a entrar em um carro. 6 detentos já foram recapturados, graças a Deus. A Diretoria-Geral de Administração Penitenciária publicou os nomes e...
In an unexpected twist documented on video, a routine inspection at a police station in Bagalkot, India, became thrilling when an individual executed a bold escape. The video shows 2 people who had been detained, standing by for inspection at the station. They take advantage of a brief distraction among the officers and quickly try to escape. Their escape was quite unexpected, leaving one intrigued about the police's next move. The incident, which took place in Bagalkot, Karnataka, was undeniably amusing. In a daring escape attempt captured on camera, a jailbird in Indiana found himself in a tight spot. As officers escorted Blaze Ayers back to his cell, he took a sudden detour into a medical room and locked the door. What followed was straight out of an action movie. Ayers disappeared into the ceiling, leaving officers puzzled. Refusing to come down, he wriggled through the narrow space, causing chaos. Then, with a crash, he came crashing down, wires and all, surrounded by stunned officers. But even then, Ayers didn't give up easily. He continued to resist orders from the officers. Eventually, they had to resort to using a taser to subdue him. He was treated for minor injuries and charged with attempted escape, a level 5 felony, and criminal mischief, a Class A misdemeanor. In Brazil, a daring escape happens at Lusiânia jail. Some prisoners are absconding after breaking through iron bars in a moment caught on camera. The jail becomes chaotic, showing a worrying increase in unrest. Tensions rise, raising questions about justice. This escape is just one part of a bigger problem with many rebellions and violent incidents in the area. It was reported that 11 prisoners escaped during the incident, prompting authorities to pledge improvements in security measures and relocate high-risk inmates to other facilities. In heart-pounding footage captured on a phone, a detainee attempts a daring escape from Nelson Hungria Penitentiary. Clinging to a rope, he stealthily descends from the rooftop, his heart racing with hope. Unknown to him, diligent prison warders are lying in wait below, ready to catch him. As he removes his prison uniform, he falls into the trap set by the warders. Then he is promptly taken back to his cell. Here, we have an incredibly important and eye-opening video to share with you. In the midst of a gritty and chaotic prison uprising, body cam footage reveals the intense scene inside Turi Penitentiary. Ecuadorian police stage a dramatic intervention as riot shields clash like thunder and desperate inmates struggle for freedom against the oppressive tide. Suspense fills the air thick with tear gas, a chaotic battle between control and chaos. The footage draws us into the gritty struggle, showing the intense reality of the turmoil. Amid this chaos, rival gangs clash, each moment building up to the inevitable confrontation. As tensions rise, the prison becomes a scene of rebellion. A shocking event happens, leading to a violent turning point in Ecuador's prisons. When the conflict ends, at least 79 inmates are dead, leaving a disturbing and uncertain aftermath. In South African prisons, inmates secretly hide cell phones, breaking the rules. The video shows how they cleverly do this. It was surprising to see how they turn a regular lotion bottle into a hidden phone. They move it past security and take it out with a simple move, showing how smart they are at finding ways around the rules.
Right, start dismantling. You can see there's
In this video, a clever trick is shown. A fake Nivea body lotion bottle that secretly hides a smartphone inside. This clip shows the ongoing problem prison authorities face in stopping illegal activities.
cell phone coming out. Okay, assemble it back. Close as it was.
Stopping cell phone smuggling requires a range of approaches. There is the need for better security, stricter rules, and efforts to break up smuggling networks. Inmates' clever tactics make this challenging, so we must keep finding new ways to improve prison security.
There's the trick from the offenders hiding cell phones. Thank you.
In South Carolina's prisons, there's a constant fight against smuggling. A recent search at Kershaw Correctional Facility found many illegal items.
And officers make the first discovery of the day. But it wasn't found by the team. Instead, an inmate gave it up.
So this is a homemade weapon that the inmates can make.
Homemade weapons, cigarettes, and hidden cell phones were found in prison cells, which could be really dangerous. Director Brian Sterling is highlighting how risky this is, mentioning past times when illegal items caused violence. It's surprising how many phones were found during the search that day.
Or somewhere in the institution. It's common known as a shank here in the prison.
An inmate threw that out of
out of a cell, yes.
when they saw us coming.
Even with difficulties, prison guards stay watchful, using advanced scanners and thorough searches to stop illegal things from coming in. They also work to prevent things from being thrown over fences, Stopping contraband is tough work, and it needs prison staff in South Carolina to stay dedicated as they focus on keeping illegal items out.
As we saw with Captain Johnson, he's from Sumter, South Carolina. A contraband cell phone was used to order a hit on Captain Robert Johnson back in the late 2000s.
In this intense moment on January 27th, chaos unfolds at Recife Jail in Brazil. It marks an unfortunate incident where prisoners attempted a daring escape. Evidently, it was a meticulously planned event involving an explosion aimed at breaching the fences for a swift getaway. Scaling the towering fence, driven by desperation, they suddenly face gunfire. Panic grips the scene as prisoners scatter, supposedly due to the police shooting. Some manage to flee, while others, fear evident on their faces, choose to surrender. In the video captured on a phone camera, one of the detainees can be seen attempting to escape from prison. As the camera continues to roll, the tension builds, and a getaway is in progress.
Vai dar tiroteio daqui a pouco, exatamente ao vivo. Ao vivo. Vai dar mesmo.
Suddenly, the imminent threat of gunfire becomes apparent. The unfolding action is intense and real. At one point, a figure hurriedly gets dressed while urgent whispers echo, urging someone named Bell to get out immediately. Although they managed to escape, uncertainty lingers about the situation because we do not know if they were caught afterwards.
Eu digo que bom, sai daí. Vocês têm que sair daí desse lado aí.
On Monday, October 19, 2020, chaos erupted in Benin City, Nigeria. Protesters stormed the Benin and Oko prisons, freeing nearly 2,000 inmates. It was a scene of pure mayhem. Armed guards clashed with the invaders, gunshots echoed, and the inmates flooded out.
Prisoners, they come and left for the red for white. Prisoners, they come and left for the red.
In the aftermath, the Ministry of Interior confirmed the jailbreak, noting that dangerous criminals were now at large, posing a grave threat to public safety. Weapons were stolen, and many were injured.
They never see anything. Left for the red. Prisoners, they come out for white house. Prisoners, they come out.
While the authorities have regained control, the hunt for the escaped prisoners continues, leaving the concerned community on edge.
White house, left for the red. Oh, left for the red. Left for the red. Prisoners, they fall out.
In a surveillance video, a mass escape from a Brazilian prison is captured. On June 13, 2016, dozens of prisoners escaped from the Monte Cristo jail in Boa Vista. They used improvised ladders to scale the prison walls. While all this was going on, the air at Monte Cristo jail was thick with tension. Out of nowhere, chaos erupted. Inmates armed with knives and wooden clubs stormed from one wing to another. Shouts and screams filled the air as rival factions clashed. By the time the dust settled, 25 lay dead, 7 beheaded, 6 burned alive. Before these tragic incidents, during visiting hours, families were caught in the mayhem and held hostage by the rioting inmates. Special police forces stormed the prison, rescuing the hostages by evening. This brutal event shone a harsh light on Brazil's overcrowded and neglected prisons, raising urgent questions about safety and justice. Smoke billowed from the Penitentiary Progression Center in Bauru as chaos erupted. A confiscated mobile phone sparked a revolt, inmates igniting a cell block before slipping into the night. Firefighters battled flames while guards counted heads, realizing 152 prisoners had vanished. Brazilian police scoured the town, capturing 90 escapees, but 62 remained at large. This unrest follows a year of gruesome prison riots, with over 130 inmates brutally killed, many beheaded. The hunt was on, and tension gripped the town as the clock ticked, everyone wondering, where are the fugitives hiding now? After the Alcacuz prison massacre in Brazil, chaos broke out. Inmates climbed onto the roof, trying to escape the gunfire. Gunshots rang out, highlighting the ongoing problems in Brazil's prison system. The video shows prisoners crawling to safety, trying to escape the chaos. This troubling event reveals the serious issues of overcrowding and gang violence in Brazilian prisons. When reports mentioned rubber bullets, it was clear that the police were trying to control a riot among inmates. The authorities had a tough job dealing with the aftermath of a weekend massacre, showing how badly the prison system needs fixing. A prisoner found himself in serious trouble after attempting an escape reminiscent of the Shawshank Redemption.
Sai daí! Te vira, se tu entrou, como é que não vai sair? Bora, rapaz, sai daí! Estou tentando. Você tá tentando essa aí?
He tried to slither headfirst through the communal toilet, his body completely covered in excrement.
Pera aí! Sai daí! Ei, peladão, puxa ele aqui. Puxa ele aí.
As he wriggled through the clogged sewage pipes, two men grabbed his legs and pulled him back out. Another shot shows him back in his cell, covered from head to toe in feces. As the surveillance camera pans across the scene, we're faced with a chilling sight, a prison that appears heavily fortified. Some inmates sneak through the maze-like hallways looking desperate. In the middle of all this, two people approached the fence with their fate uncertain. Suddenly, they jumped 3 fences and escaped. Their bold move inspired other inmates to muster the courage to flee, and they too succeeded. It took a while for the correctional center to realize what had happened.
Os caras aqui não continha de 12 não parava ninguém, caiu lá, ó. Esse que caiu aqui, ó,
In a chilling scene captured by surveillance cameras in an Idaho prison, one inmate viciously assaults another, while guards stand by unmoving. Hani Elabed, the victim, desperately pounds on a guard station window for help, but to no avail. The video, obtained by AP, raises disturbing questions about the prison's tolerance for violence. With at least 3 guards witnessing the attack, it's unclear why no action was taken until after Elabed was left unconscious. Days later, he emerged from a coma with lasting brain damage, highlighting the dire consequences of unchecked brutality behind bars. This is a recently released footage of convicted killer Danilo Cavalcante making a jaw-dropping escape from Chester County Prison. Watch as Cavalcante, using sheer strength, scales a prison wall with cunning precision. As he reaches the roof, he encounters layers of razor wire managed to get past it. His escape triggered a frantic 7-day manhunt by the police, who offered a hefty $20,000 reward. A surveillance expert uncovered startling parallels to a previous escape from the same facility, exposing a significant security flaw. Simultaneously, 2 Pennsylvania school districts closed their doors, heightening the mystery and urgency surrounding the manhunt. Subsequently, it was reported that he was rearrested. Danilo Cavalcante now faces 20 charges for his crimes. In the heart of a Venezuelan prison, it's a whole different world. Barinas Prison, packed and kind of a free-for-all, is all about the inmates running the show. Can you believe they've got their own little government going on?
American prisons, especially those in Venezuela, are famous for their overcrowding and for the way they're run. Guards watch the gate.
This is Wilmer Lopez, a man convicted of murder, but there's more to him than meets the eye. He calls himself a positive leader, even in the darkest of circumstances. While his past includes violence, Lopez has managed to channel his energies into something transformative. Inside the prison walls, he's initiated remarkable changes. From facility upgrades to additional living spaces, he's also introduced recreational activities like a cockfighting ring and even set up a makeshift gym.
And under his direction, people have engaged in infrastructure improvements, working on sewers, adding housing on top of the existing housing.
Inmates try to recreate the outside world with religious spots and a bit of normalcy. But deep down, one truth remains. They're all still chasing that freedom, and life inside is just a distant echo of what's beyond those prison walls.
The prisoners have created a world which mimics the world outside. Yet no matter how much they improve it, we came away with a feeling it's still better to be out.
In one of Brazil's chaotic prisons, inside Pernambuco's biggest jail, formerly known as Anibal Bruno, a surprising truth was uncovered.
Agentes penitenciários acompanharam o fechamento do túnel. Mas veja estas imagens.
In the deep part of the prison where it's really dark, there was a secret tunnel that hinted at exciting adventures. Crafty prisoners had made it to show off their smarts. But there was more than just secrets hiding there. Cameras caught something frightening. People with weapons walking around like it was no big deal. The shiny machetes they carried made us wonder what they were up to.
Andam livremente pelo pátio de uma das unidades e muitos deles estão armados com facões.
One prisoner seemed cool, playing pool with hidden blades. Another was good with scissors, cutting hair while everyone felt tense. Guards were nowhere to be seen, just silently watching. It made you think, who's really in charge here? And as weapons showed up again, doubts about control grew like an untreated wound.
De repente, começa uma briga. 2 presos lutam com facões, enquanto outros, também armados, assistem e provocam.
In a surprising turn of events, there's complete chaos in a prison in Brazil. The inmates are in control, making a lot of noise to get attention. A group of them has taken charge because they really want to escape from being locked up.
Penitenciária Estadual de Londrina, no Paraná, das pessoas que trabalham na penitenciária. Os detentos quebraram.
The camera caught a gripping moment where the inmates carefully plotted to hold 10 people hostage as part of their escape plan. Armed with knives and clubs, they made their way to the prison roof, setting the scene for a tense showdown.
Massa na imagem mais aproximada, perigo aí, claro.
As the day goes on, the prisoners grip tighter, scaring the hostages by physically restraining them. The tension increases as the prisoners remain firm, proving they're serious about their threat to toss the captives off the prison roof. This video shows how bad things are for this prison facility. The Wanaheda holding cells look really neglected and sad because the government isn't taking care of them properly.
I was told that I should go to isolation, and this is the isolation.
Watch this raw footage where a gutsy prisoner talks about the tough conditions they face while waiting for trial. The cells look eerie and show how bad things are, revealing a sad picture of neglect.
They at that bed there. This was the alternative place.
Watching the inmates struggle with basic tools to fix a broken toilet system is really sad. It shows us how tough their daily life is. Wanaheda doesn't look good in this picture. It makes us see how hard it is for people living in the shadows of a system that doesn't care about them.
Come back to the zing again. Inside here, this is where the dirtiness, all of this, please, Ombudsman, help us. Thank you. Bananda Police Station. Yeah. Please come and rescue us.
The video shows a chaotic incident inside the Sandoval County Detention Center when a riot breaks out. Guards use loud flashbangs to confuse the inmates and get things back under control. In the video, you can see the inmates running away as guards with shields, gas masks, and special riot gear come to stop the chaos.
This is the blast that ended the riot. Let's slow that down and take another look.
When the usual methods didn't work to calm down 9 inmates, the Special Tactical Support Unit was brought in. Even though the inmates try to stop them by putting up makeshift barriers, the officers eventually break through the door after trying a few times.
These officers with shields, gas masks, and weapons designed to stop a riot are members of the Tactical Support Unit.
The intense situation is over now. The prisoners are under control and taken away, but there's a mess left behind. The floors are wet and things are broken.
It took 2 rounds of those loud bangs and explosions for the corrections team to get inside.
Amidst the chaos of Cook County Jail, recently uncovered footage unveils a startling brawl that erupted out of nowhere at 4:35 p.m. on April 3rd. In just 21 seconds, punches are thrown and bodies collide, as 2 men crash to the ground. The atmosphere became thick with tension, and before we knew it, things escalated into a frightening brawl filled with stomping and kicking. 1 person ended up badly hurt. Once the chaos settled, the sheriff's office shared the names of 8 individuals they believed were involved, although we weren't completely certain. Thankfully, despite the violence, everyone is going to recover. In a shocking turn of events, 1,300 inmates from a Brazilian prison staged a daring escape, taking guards as hostages. The details of the incident and how it unfolded remain somewhat mysterious. The centers of penitentiary progression in Mongaguá, Tremembe, and Porto Feliz found themselves in trouble with the government recently. There was a bit of rebellion and questioning over the suspension of temporary departures. It really makes you wonder if there was some sort of master plan at play behind the scenes. The video depicts a scene of utter chaos as prisoners scramble to escape. It all started due to COVID-19 restrictions, which triggered the unrest. Authorities are expressing concerns about health risks within the semi-open environment. Now, we're left pondering the number of escapees, and the entire prison uprising has us captivated. Here's another truly heartbreaking and alarming incident from inside a jail. In Brazil, a prison riot unfolded, showing chaotic scenes as cartel members among the inmates sparked a violent upheaval. The video paints a grim picture of the prison in Taubaté, São Paulo, as flames engulf the facility, with doors shattered and objects set ablaze. The police are in a tough spot, trying to regain control amidst a challenging situation. The intense scenes show just how tense things are inside the facility, keeping everyone on edge as the full scope of the riot unfolds. In the midst of chaos, prisoners have taken hostages. Among them are volunteer visitors and 2 guards. The situation intensifies as the inmates' unpredictable actions reveal the weaknesses in the prison's security measures. In a stunning twist, officers wearing gloves carefully revealed tin cans as if they were unveiling cutting-edge gadgets. Shockingly, they had just apprehended someone for possessing contraband. It's truly disheartening that the culprit turned out to be a rogue member of law enforcement. A prison guard at Zonderwater Prison in Cullinan, South Africa, broke her oath by smuggling a substantial amount of heroin into the facility. The startling footage clearly shows the officer peeling back seemingly ordinary cans to reveal the hidden drugs. A surprising discovery revealed a stash of contraband at the home of a prison warder, including cell phones, SIM cards, marijuana, and illegal tablets. She was arrested on December 27, 2021, and faced drug possession charges, spending a bleak Christmas behind bars. In the midst of snowy weather, a drone captures a stark image. Prisoners stand atop an Australian prison, their situation dire. It's July 12th, and the scene reveals a frightening reality. Flames rage within the Parklea Correctional Center. We couldn't help but feel worried about what really happened that caused the fire. More than a dozen inmates decided they wouldn't stay put, and instead, they made a bold move, climbing up to the roof. Aerial footage revealed their daring escape as they used ropes to get past the barbed wires. As the police intervene, the atmosphere becomes tense. The defiant prisoners are escorted away, creating a silent spectacle that grips viewers. It unveils a gripping narrative of rebellion and desperation amidst the chaos of the prison, involving around 14 inmates caught up in this chilling aerial drama. In Beijing, China, 3 inmates pulled off the unthinkable. They killed a guard, donned police uniforms, and escaped from a high-security detention center near Harbin.
这名男子逐渐走进看守民警左后方，用胳膊勒住看守民警的脖子，同时另2名男子冲进屋内。
During the incident, authorities were on high alert, setting up checkpoints and offering a $48,000 reward for any information leading to the capture of those responsible. One of the men, Gao Yulun, who is 50 years old, had been sentenced to death. The other 2, Wang Damen, 35, and Li Haiwei, 29, were charged with assault leading to death and murder, respectively. However, it wasn't clear whether they had gone on trial yet. As they left the jail, the 3 wore police jackets and shirts.
另外2名身穿蓝色长袖内衬和蓝色短袖内衬的男子先后走出玻璃门，并且有1人随手把门关上。
Security cameras captured footage of a mysterious individual in a dark hoodie leaving the Isik Ada police station at night. On October 10th, at 7:09 p.m., 27-year-old Akhmatov Tilik, who was being held for questioning, managed to escape through the back door. He swiftly and discreetly bypassed a metal barrier to make his getaway. It appears he's trying to convince himself that his actions are justified, which raises our suspicions that he might be involved in something seriously wrong and dangerous. Amid initial concerns of theft, his abrupt vanishing sets off the siren protocol. Wearing a white sweatshirt, a black jacket, and dark jeans, he departs, leaving a perplexing puzzle for authorities to unravel. It's a tale shrouded in the enigma of his sudden departure from the Escalating pretrial detention center.
Yeter kadar vatandaş.